How did you get the name Grub?
Embrace the hate. I loved it. When I was lucky enough to play up at Suncorp for Origin Game 1, bro, it is an absolute cauldron. I'm really confident, in the Blues. We really bullied them in Game 2. Like that was a statement. I played an under-7s grand final for St. George Dragons on that field. When Ciro and Gus told me that I was in the top 30, it was in the middle of Belmore Field. And I made my last tackle in the middle of that field. But Ivan always said to me, I'm the 5'8", Benji's, the backup. But Benji Marshall at the West Tigers, everyone loved him. Mate, when I had to tell the boys stuff that wasn't real and, mate, embarrassing.
All right. Try to stand.
Try to stand up. Because it's on top.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode on the Let's Trot Show, episode 38. And we finally got the man in the seat. It was like pulling teeth out to get him here, but we finally got him here. Josh Reynolds, how are you, brother?
Cuz we're here. We're here.
We're busy men.
That's it, man.
I totally get it.
Thanks for having me, but Habib, it's good to see you.
Habib, you know what? You do pass a bit of leb.
I have to.
Do you remember our conversations back in the day? I think I was gauging to see if you had any Lebanese in you. Just because you lived in the area, you played for the Bulldogs. I'm like, surely there's something in there. Try and get him playing in the World Cup or something.
It makes sense. No, I don't know if
Do you remember this conversation?
Guys, what about when Farah, he went on, I don't know, it was Fox Sports or something, and I think it was when we were at Tigers together, and he literally said, Grub's looking to force his way into the squad. To the Cedar squad. Next minute, cuz there was a thing on Instagram saying Mitch Moses 7, Josh Reynolds 6.
No,
yeah, man.
I actually remember
I'm one of those teams. So, but I had to come out and say, no, I'm actually not. Would have been good though. I would have loved to go on tour.
That is
tours
100% the best tours in the world. What's retirement life look like for you?
Mate, it's great. Honestly, when people say, they weren't ready or whatnot, I was definitely ready. And last year helped me with that. Coming back from overseas, coming back from England, back to the Dogs, just made sense. I exuberated everything I had into that last year, man. Like, sort of getting into the top 30, playing first grade. I can happily say that the game was too hard for me. Like, it grew away from me, like the training sessions and like, don't get me wrong, like I loved it because have you been under Ciro?
Yeah.
It's just compete.
You need to be 110%.
You got to go. But I love that. But at the same time, a 35-year-old, Josh Reynolds is totally different to a young 20-year-old that can recover and keep going every day. So yeah, I'm at the club there now, mate, and I'm very happy with my role. I'm in the sponsorship team, and they'll probably be listening to this going, no, you're not. You float around. That's what they say. But the one thing I'm really enjoying as well is Joshy Jackson. He's helping out. He's the coach of the Jersey Flag team, and I'm helping him out with that. And, mate, to see these young kids want to be Bulldogs, like, it's been a tough time for the club, for the fans, passionate fan base, big club, not where it needed to be for the last 5 or so years. And, it was probably a bit of a club where people come to get somewhere else. Gone are the days of that now. You can see that. You can see these young kids coming through, like they live and breathe it. Like the language that, has been passed down from Ciro down to Jacko. And look, you're not going to get through Jersey Flag up to first grade if you're not doing hard work,
committed,
like
man.
Buying into being a Bulldog. Like, and that's Jacko. You played with Jacko, did you? Like, it's just him, bro.
Yeah.
Like, so, mate, I love that. It's a great experience. We played together for many, many years, and we laugh now, like some of the stuff he says to them, and like just an example.
The language that was passed down to us as players, and now you're passing it down to the next gen as coaches.
But then, like, some of the stuff Jacko would say, like an example, like it's all about getting a touch now and creating buzz and hype, and I said to Jacko the other day, I don't think you shook my head on a field in 10 years. So that's awesome, man. Got a bit of other stuff going on, mate, with I'm helping out a solar company because I'm doing everything. Everyone says fingers in 1,000 pies.
Well, that's good, but you need that. Like, obviously, the first year after footy is always the toughest, right? Because most of us players, we go in the wilderness and we have no idea what to expect. We don't get that adrenaline, that buzz, that dopamine hit that footy was giving us. And if you're keeping busy and you're trying different things, you're keeping interested, right? And you're keeping I guess, footy in the background, so to speak. You said when you retired, I wanted to ask you, because you're one of the most competitive players I've played against. What went first, kind of the competitive mental and mindset, or the body?
The body went because that, like I said, the training is just very different. And there was a day that I knew I was done.
What day was that?
So D2 is 2 days before a game. Oh, you would have, probably done that at Penrith.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's all new for me. Like that was all new for even the Bulldogs. So Ciro bought D4, 4 days before a game, D2, and D2 you go after each other.
Yeah, D2 is pretty much like a scrimmage.
It's scrimmage.
Full
yeah.
100% intensity.
Pretty much 100% intensity.
Pretty much a game similar.
Yeah. And getting you ready for that game. And I just remember, because I was playing in the middle last year, which was interesting.
Yeah.
But look, I wanted to be there. And it didn't matter what it took. I just wanted to be there. And I just remember Ciro saying one day, like, you got to compete in this area. It might have been like forwards, they do rolling ruck, and you bash each other.
Yep.
And he just said, like, Grub, like, what are you doing? Like, you got to be, like, your line speed there. I can't remember exactly what it was, but in my head, I took a shortcut. I took the easy option. And from that day on, I was just like, that's not me, man.
That's not you.
That's not me, bro. So you got to be honest with yourself sometimes in life. And from that day on, I had a good think about it, because I was like, look,
of course,
give yourself a break. You know, like, I'd like to think I didn't take many soft options in my life, in my footy career anyway. And I just said, well, if my mind is starting to think like that, if I'm starting to take those options, I don't deserve to be in this team.
But at the end of the day, you want to be known as that competitor, that warrior on the field that never gave up.
Yeah.
Always played for his teammates, and you felt like you kind of lost a part of that. So it makes sense.
That's it, man. Honestly, right? You actually just said it. I didn't want those boys going, oh, he's Grub playing this week, I've got to cover him. You know, like, I didn't want that. And that's not fair on them either, because look at where they are now. Like, honestly, look where the Dogs are right now. And I love that. I love that I was whatever I done last year, I was a part of, these boys. And I've got young guys in the team, Jacob Carasbro. Like, there's some unbelievable stories of, him, Jordan Samrani, like, they're being Bulldog supporters when they were 15 years of age. And when we were at, 2012, unfortunately losing grand final, but some of the stories that they told me, like at camps we done and stuff, and they were like, we used to look up to you. Like, and then I got to train with them, play with them. They're things I'll never forget. So, yeah, it was amazing, man.
You got to be 100% committed. Like, if you're not committed, not only on the training paddock, not only in the gym, but outside of footy. Like, if you're not living by those standards, like, you get found out. You get found out. If your diet's not right, if you're not sleeping right, like, leaving no stone unturned. And that's why Penrith are so good, because they invest their whole life in footy. And it looks like the Bulldogs are adopting the exact same kind of mindset.
It's crazy, bro. Like, I've never seen a more professional bloke than Critter.
Oh, my God.
Never seen anything like it.
Isn't he unbelievable?
No, honestly. I never knew Critter. I played against him. Unbelievable. But seeing it firsthand now, like, mate, he's turning the club by himself. I'll be honest with you. Like, setting standards. Like, I heard a story about him, what he done in Origin to back up for us in the Dogs. Like, bro, like, I think I'm not sure. Like, I don't want to tell, but I had something about played Origin Wednesday.
Yep.
The time he woke up to do ice bath so he could play Friday to back up and win and play a good game. Like, that's what it is. And you know what, bro? That's why the fans love him, because that's what it takes to be a Bulldog. Like, it's hard. We're built on hard work from the days of Gary Carden. Like, he's the guy that molded these guys, Willie Mason, Rennie Matua, into the Warriors, the Dogs of War. And just having someone there like that setting standards constantly. And the boys are the same now. Gone are the days. This is where, like, it's phased out. I think the game's changed off the field.
How much? We could get away having a drink on the weekend.
When we won on a Friday night, what were we doing?
We're going out on the weekend.
Straight to Marquee.
Yeah, 100%.
You were there,
Button up, tight jeans. I had my white loafers on.
But it doesn't happen anymore.
No, it can't.
Like, an example, I had a promo with Carraz and Bailey Haywood a couple of nights ago. And Bailey Haywood would be 23.
Yep.
And he just said something in the car, just passing, like, I never go out. He goes, I never go out.
Oh,
but it's not because,
that's
that's just the standard now. And that's just like what these guys are being trained into doing, and that's if you want to win a comp, like that's the difference now. And to be honest, I wish I was a bit more like that.
Me
I
too.
really do. I
Me
probably,
too.
I just
Bit of a regret, huh?
it is a bit of a regret because, like, but the thing is as well. I'm being honest here. I love the good time.
Yeah, me too.
And you're the same. Yeah. We like to float around and enjoy both sides, but this is why people are good, and I feel this is why people are great. And that's all it is. But at the same time, I'd never change it, but I know why teams are so good. And look, there's a time and a place for it to have a beer and stuff, but it's just good to hear those boys like, they'll go out, they'll have a wine at, Rockpool, this, that, but it's changed, bro. And it's definitely changed at the Bulldogs. And going back to Critter, mate, like unbelievable. I'm so glad we got him at the club, and you can just see it. Critter, Kicks, why they won comps, man, because they just set standards. And I'm not talking, it's day in, day out, bro. Like Kicks retired me half because I had to go left on right against that bloke.
Hey,
bro, I used to play against him once, twice a year. Try going up against him every Thursday, left on right.
No, thank you.
No thanks, bro.
No, thank you. Oh my god, I don't envy anyone tackling that
man.
bloke. Oh, can you imagine how James Tedesco feels? Far out. He's probably still got nightmares. But saying all of that, will the Bulldogs play finals footy in 2024?
Oh, look, man. Yeah, I think so. You just look at the.
I think so too.
You just look at the ladder, like the way they're going. We've got a tough front home, but as you said, we're just winning games on defense. That Warriors game, Warriors actually probably wasn't our greatest game.
Yeah,
but
that was the first game.
Defense, bro.
That was the first game I've ever seen the Dogs play this year. Do everything they can to actually lose the game, but. That's the difference of a good side. Like everything can go against it. You can have an off day, but the fact that they still won and scrapped for a win, it says a lot.
You know all it is, man? They're just turning up for one another. Yeah. It's actually like you can see that group. Like I obviously because I played with them and that, I'm still like speak to the boys and stuff. But I watch a bit from afar now too, and I just see them. They want to be there. They want to hang out with each other. There's no like groups segregating and but that's footy, bro. The best teams are the closest groups. I really think that. I really do. Like, I just remember like always chasing that. In 211 to 215, 16, that Bulldogs squad that we had, we were all mates, man, and I love it. And I was always chasing that. Never found it anywhere else. So that's why I feel that group's going so well. Obviously, with the help
There's a sense of belonging there.
It is.
New South Wales, Queensland, teams have been picked. Any surprises?
Any surprises? I like Barnett.
Me too.
I think it works on our rotation better.
He's a typical Michael Maguire player, isn't he?
Oh, mate, he's gonna.
You had Madge as a coach.
Yeah, I had Madge. Yeah. Everyone thinks we hate each other, but
do you hate each other?
No, we don't.
Oh.
No, it's total opposite. No. Yeah. It's funny because obviously people think because I wasn't getting picked in Tigers and that you hate each other.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like we didn't agree on things, but that's life, bro.
Yeah.
You've had a couple of disagreements with coaches.
Yeah, I have. Thanks for bringing that up.
No, honestly, but that's the thing. Like, it's one of those things, man. But I think I'm really confident, in the Blues. I really am. I just really like
taking
our
off the
team.
cap, of course.
No, I actually am. Like I'm being just talking from a mutual like side of things. I just think we really bullied them in game 2. Like that was a statement, and it's going to be different. We're not going to get the same calls. We might not be as much on the front foot, but what scares me is if they get 50-50 share of the ball, and it's close towards the back end of the game, and there's a possibility of having Ponga, Walsh, either Ben Hunt or Harry Grant, and their two halves on the field at the same time.
Does that work in our favour, though? Where do you play Ponga if Walsh is on the field? You can't play him through the middle. Speaking of speed humps, you were there. You know exactly what it's like to play in the middle. Yeah. If you're looking at Kalen Ponga as a middle forward, if you're a Spencer Leaney or a Payne Haas, where are you running? Yeah,
but that's what I mean. If they've got a fair share of ball. Yeah. He's played in the middle in Origin before. He debuted at hooker.
I don't know if
he killed it. He was whacking in the middle.
Kalen.
Yeah, remember? His first ever game, bro. Nearly won them the game. Teddy chased him down.
Okay.
Yeah, watch it. Watch his debut.
I've got a different kind of memory of him playing in the middle. I thought maybe it wasn't that game that I was kind of
Maybe
thinking
it's
of.
another one, but no, he had a good game in his. I don't know. I think it was his first. I can't remember.
It was his first. Yeah, no, I do remember this now. It was his first game. He came off the bench and he did come on in the middle.
He come on in the middle and he sort of was like whizzing around. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like, if we're rolling, Spencer and that will go straight over him, which will take out his attack because it's so hard. He's got the middle's like a washing machine.
Exactly.
Just keep going and going and going. But I just feel if there's a breaking play, they get a set start as a fullback, as Dylan Edwards. Where do you put 6 and 5? Where do you who do you go on? You actually might have on a left side, Ponga's favourite side, Ponga and Waltz down that side. All right, you'll put 6 there. Jerry Evans will just go, here, I'll take that on the up. Like it's dangerous, but I think if we play that power game, and Madge has made a statement. He's picked Barnett, saying we're coming straight for you.
Yeah, like I can hear what you're saying. Where I think they're most dangerous is when they're in that middle third and then they start shifting. Because naturally, when you're coming out of yardage as a defensive line, you want to be tighten up, right? So because they've got so much speed going at sweeping at the back,
that's scary as a half.
I know. But I got trust in Crit on that right edge with Mitch and Zach Lomax. Obviously, question marks around Bradman Best, but he's not gonna. He doesn't have the exact same presence as Latrell does. You know, if you're facing Latrell, you're thinking twice. Like, as a winger, is my centre going to be able to make a one-on-one tackle? Do I have to jam in and kind of leave my winger exposed? So it'll be interesting.
It's you're very 100% right. You know what's funny? We're saying we'll be on the radio and stuff a bit. Like you see people's comments of what they think of Latrell and if he's in or out, mate. Look what he done last game. Even if he scored a try and he
set up one.
Bro, but he's a bully. He picked up, was it Reece Walsh, and literally threw him on the ground. And that's what we needed. In that second game,
it's his presence.
That's what we needed. And that's exactly what he done. Bradman Best, I'm a bit nervous. Tight hammy.
Yeah, I'm worried about that as well. But the good thing about Bradman is his work ethic. Like he'll take a hit up. He'll run up the guts, no problem. He'll make 10, 15 runs a game for you. He's physical. But he doesn't have the exact same presence as Latrell.
He's got great carry. Yeah, not many people do have the same presence as Latrell, but you're right about that. Right, Critter's just. What about he? Pretty much like that first game could have been 50-0 if he didn't swap sides. That was unbelievable. I know they're 12 and stuff, but that's talking about presence. His presence on an edge. Like I actually asked, we had a members night the other day for Bulldogs, and I asked Toby Sexton, how does it feel to defend inside Critter? And he's like, mate, the best ever. Like I remember being in it when I actually played Origin. I never got to play next to Josh Morris because he was always on the left for Bulldogs. I played in the Origin with him, mate. Unbelievable. It made you feel safe.
Yes. And that's what you want in
defense. It'll be the same for you, cuz.
Yeah,
like,
I played outside him, and
J-Moz?
Sorry, Critter.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I played outside. I Penrith. He was young. There was only one game where we went on the same page, and it was the only game we lost in the regular season. It was against Para, and Wonga Blake kind of rinsed him a couple of times, and after that, he never made the same mistake again. That was the only time I've ever seen him beaten one-on-one. The only time. And
he's come out and said that game haunted him, the Wonga Blake one. Yeah, I think there was an article just recently. And he said ever since that day is when he fully
commits to tackles. Like,
but
he just goes in.
Even defense in general, it's crazy that just shows the type of person he is. Like he got rinsed once, and then that's it. He changed it. He's like, never again. Unbelievable.
I agree. How do you like your shoe game? How do you find it anyway?
My shoe game? I do love it. I love a TN.
I can say you're like on the borderline of an Adelaide Eshe lad.
Yeah.
Is that fair enough?
I wouldn't say Adelaide. I just as we said, I grew up. I'm boring. I'm Aussie. Like I'm boring as.
You grew up in the Canterbury area.
But I grew up in the area, Belmore. I'm still there. I do get teased by the Fleg boys. They're like, "Is this bloke wearing TNs? Oh, you're 35. Grow up."
Well, say that. Proud sponsor SHOEGRAB, brother, and I'm sure you know have gifted you. Why don't you dig into that?
Please,
open it up.
SHOEGRAB, they're the best. Always looking after.
You're always there, right?
Yeah, I'm always there. Smashing away.
What do you got? What do you got? How they're nice.
They're Bulldogs.
They're Bulldogs. They're New South Wales.
Oh,
they're Josh Reynolds. They're you to a team.
Thanks, SHOEGRAB, bro. Honestly, if you ask my missus, I was like, I think I need some new TNs. And she's like, really?
How many TNs do you have?
I've got a few, man. But I always go the white ones, so they get smashed.
Yeah.
And then you got to get them again. But,
Pet hate.
bro, they're cracker.
How
Love
good's
them.
that?
Thank you. Thanks, SHOEGRAB.
No
Thanks,
worries,
Sauce.
brother.
What you got any cuz?
I've got these Adidas ones. You Fear of God, the collab. Fear of God, the brand.
Yeah, right. No.
Adidas and Fear of God did a collab. These are my ones.
You're the you're wearing like the expensive shoes, cuz.
Here we go. Humble. Sponsor. Humble. Can't afford
Watch the shoes.
Oh, no, like
Apple Watch, cuz.
Mate, this has even worked, to be totally honest with you. So I want to ask you. Let's start with your whole career as in general. How did you get the name Grub?
So it was my name was Bones before. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
When you fucking little 80 kilos, ringing wet. That was from Gary Carter, one of our old trainers. Did you ever have Gaz?
I don't think so.
Good thing you didn't. But he
Thank
makes
God.
you. Oh, he's tough. But so he used to call me that because I used to walk into the gym and I was like skinny as. And then it was actually Jim Dimmick.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there was a movie, Final Winter. Do you remember that? Footy. It was about footy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, with
it's a Aussie film,
as
right?
a Han Doe, the actor. I think
Yes,
Matty John.
and Matty John was in
Yeah,
that.
they were
Bo
in it.
Ryan.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were all in it. And then it was about Newtown, and the
Yes.
captain of the team, like he just, I think he was a little bit on the field. He was into people, but this is the thing in that movie. That bloke stepping on people's hands. He's like eye gouging in that, and Jimmy Dimmick's like, "That's you." That's it. I think his name might have been Grub in the movie or something, and from then that was it, and it just went on. But then everyone's like, "Oh, he's a Grub and off the field." This and I was like, "Hey, relax, man. It's Jimmy Dimmick. It's just a name, bro." But that's when it started. So yeah, and then, but it's funny because like the old boys like Jacko and that, they still called me Bones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like that's what
That
it was
was you.
from back in the day. But yeah. Mum doesn't like that one.
Oh, I bet she doesn't. But speaking of the nickname Grub, right? Like you're obviously extremely competitive, passionate on the field. You like to kind of, test the boundaries from time to time. Is that a fair call?
Yeah.
Did you embrace that kind of nickname?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You loved it.
Like honestly, when people, I'd done an interview preview this week. It was something to do with the Origin Suncorp going Game 3, and I just said to the Blues boys, just embrace it, embrace the hate. I loved it. When I was lucky enough to play up at Suncorp Origin Game 1, bro, it is an absolute cauldron. For some reason, in my stomach, like, or something happens to me, like I love that. I love when everyone's looking at me like, I hate you. Like I don't know what it is, bro, but that gets me going. That's what I used to. I feel if I didn't have a battle with someone, I wasn't in the game a lot of the time. That it was just something that I'd always done, and I enjoyed it. I embraced it, and yeah, like I think I got the nickname. Like it's a bit of a weird one. So I don't know if you remember, but in my career, I got on for tripping heaps.
I've seen you trip a couple of times.
Heaps. Because there's even Sportsbet done a thing one day where it's like I was tripping. People fall over. Like it was hilarious. But I just the reason like that I did trip people was literally because I didn't want them to beat me.
Yeah.
I know that sounds crazy, but so if I got done inside shoulder, right? Someone's back row is coming inside shoulder, and I go on the out.
Yeah.
Like it's honestly, I'm 100%. I don't even care. Like if I did do it, I did. But it's actually instinct because I'm like, I don't want them to get past me. So bang. But then it happened a couple of times. So it's literally, I was like, how do I stop this? Because it's a habit. It became a habit. And then there was this one once, I think I got Tarek Sims in a city country game, bro. But like, I went on the out, but like it was up. I hit him in his stomach. And then I went, oh my God. That was the worst one ever. So, but then like, that's the thing. Like, people say you're a grub, but like, I never like king hit anyone.
No.
I never like.
You never got into many fights. I feel.
Nah, I was the best pusher in the game.
Yeah.
push and run.
Did you, wait, I feel like, wait a minute. No, one comes to mind. I think it was in the 2012 grand final. You picked a fight with the nicest bloke ever, Justin O'Neill. I'm like, how? How?
Yeah, but it was James Graham, bro. He starts biting people, biting Billy Slater.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but it was Sissa Wonga, though. He was the one, and that was the one time. I've actually had but before when you didn't get in trouble bad for like having it was, when did that come in? When did that I actually
when Gallen cracked Nate Miles,
is that when it come in?
That's what I think.
So that's when you got like a month for throwing. Yeah.
What year was that? Maybe mid.
Yeah, like
2013,
13 something
12, something like that.
I actually had one with Isaac de Gois. Remember, did you?
Isaac de Gois, another gentleman. Another nice guy. You pick on the good guys. You think you get smell blood in the water because they're nice.
He thought I said something. He thought I said something bad to him, bro. But he actually got it. He actually got it mixed up with a word. And I'm being serious. Okay. It was pretty funny. Like it's actually, I don't want to say what the word was, but it was. So yeah, there was one there. But bro, it's just. I would carry on, yeah. I'd carry on all the time.
I used to hate playing you too.
Oh, bro.
You used to always try to get under my skin. And it pissed me off. But I like you said, like I actually I love matching fire with fire. So like you actually used to rev me up.
I know. That's honestly, that's how I feel. Like even like Jerome Luai right now. Like I watch him, bro.
Yeah. You would love him.
Yeah. That's the thing. I look at him now. I'm like, like I get what he does. Like he's just in the game and. Yeah, but I get it from the other side too. You get like, Reedy's copping it now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like Reedy's like he's in there everyone. He's a pest, but
he was never like that at Para.
Yeah, but he's got the book now, bro. Did you see me hand down the book?
Did you? I actually didn't see it.
The book of pest cuz. No, but like, well, I'm not saying anything. But where is he now? Right now, this minute, Queensland camp. He's playing good footy, right?
He is
because he's in the game. Some people I hear commentators go, he's. Get it out of his game. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think, some people just don't like it. But you know what? Sometimes, unfortunately, we're not as good as, I'm not going to say, I'm not as good as what some of these players were. So that's how I feel I have to be in the game sometimes. And yeah, I took it too far sometimes, 100%. Like I would, sometimes I'd go the other way and that would take over more than being in the process and which I didn't like. But that was it, man. I never really worried me, bro. Honestly, I never, through my career, people said this, said that. Like I was like, man, I can't. I'm enjoying it, bro.
Yeah.
If my teammates are like, they like me, bro.
That's all.
You like me, cuz we played each other. Yeah. We're mates.
Yeah, 100% off the field. Yeah, good game. That's it. You know what Benji used to do? Benji used to like complete opposite. Say there's a stoppage in play, and he'll pump your tires up. He'll be like, good run, cuz you're going good. Like you're going, keep it up. Like, hey, I'm looking at him. I'm like, don't fucking talk to me. Like, no, I'm not gonna fall for that shit. I don't know if he's ever done it to you. Like, keep it up, brother. Like, did you ever do that to you?
Nah.
Oh, anyway.
You know what was cuz as well with me? I honestly, the bloke that used to make me do it. That's probably. But when I played with Mick Ennis, he's the best. He was the best.
Yeah.
He'd say to me like, and when I was young, anything he said, that's it. I'm doing it. He'd go. Like in the game, he'd go after him. We're going after him. And he'd like, say we'd, like someone do it, like a kick out in the full, and he'd like go up to someone and like bang, bang. And then like I'd see him and I'd like come in and it's just together, bro. As soon as he retired and I stopped playing with him, I was actually all right. Not all right, but maybe I went from 100 to 50.
Yeah, maybe. Who's one player that you just loved going against?
I loved going against
big battles. Like what player comes to mind?
We had big battles with so like the whole Manly when Manly left Edge because Des come to Bulldogs,
of course,
and it was on. It was good, man.
Yeah.
But it was like healthy, bro.
You never had any like personal one-on-one battles, like in your career?
That was probably because like Stevie Maddai, bro. He used to try and jam me from because I was at the ruck. The bloke's trying to jam me from D, F. We talk about jamming from B and that, bro. That bloke was trying to
ask Dave Tyrrell how he feels.
Oh yeah.
His bones are still rattling to this day.
But then they had George Tafura as well, and I just knew I was every game at Manly, bro. I just knew I was going to get belted. So, but I sort of liked that. Like it was a good battle. Yeah, like it was never really anyone one-on-one. I honestly wouldn't. I don't hate. Like I'm like nah. I'll never. It was more like like that Manly left because I had Foran and Foran was an aggressive player, so we had some mad battles and it was just one of those things, when you're playing. Foz was always sort of coming to the Bulldogs to come and with Des, like because they won a comp together and. So that was one thing, but that's one thing you got to when you're playing at the Bulldogs in the halves. There's always someone coming. They're always going to maybe get someone, even when you're going all right. So I had to deal with that my whole career, and so there's that little bit of like, nah, I want to be the 5'8" here. So, but like it was healthy. Like I
you want that though.
I look at Foz right now and I'm like, how's he still playing, bro? One of the best ball players, got the unbelievable tempo, unbelievable. But I used to love playing against him because we were both aggressive and we're going after. Like I love that. That's a healthy battle. We had mad games against Melbourne, bro.
Of course
Cameron Smith, Cooper Cronk, man.
Billy
like,
Slater.
Bro, how do you like? Yeah. That were great, man. Because that's when they were at their peak, and we had a pretty good team then too, and it was good, man.
You said that you played Harramats at the Dogs. So what's that? 17 these days. You played SG Ball. You played 20s. You played reserve grade, and of course NRL. What's so special about playing for the blue and white?
It's just because I grew up there, man. They gave me everything. They made me who I am today. Like, well, if I'm not there coming through those grades, I'm not here today. Like right now, so it was just I felt I always had to repay them, mate, for everything. Like, I'm a very loyal person. I like people will be like, yeah, but you went for Tigers for more money, but that's just like. That was a point in my career, but it's just, bro. To be honest, Sauce, I always chased the feeling I had there. I never could get the same feeling. I don't know what it was, man. When I run out in that blue and white jersey, man, like there's just this feeling of it was wholesome.
Yeah,
it was just this. Every time, man, I'd walk into that shed, I'd look at things on the wall and see Terry Lamb and like Turvey and like how like I think what happens is now like we always like you want to remember the past. We tell these young guys you got to remember the past, but you create your own future right now. But I really brought into all that stuff to tell you how honoured I was to wear Terry Lamb's number 6 jersey. I couldn't tell you honestly, but I love all that stuff, but I do understand how it doesn't mean the same thing to some people. A guy that comes from Redcliffe Dolphins to the Bulldogs, it's hard to generate that same sort of passion and love. You can fully buy in, and this is why I get a bit annoyed with like Tigers people that sometimes saying, he's this, he was shit. Is that I didn't play at all at the Tigers, but it wasn't because I didn't want to play. I was injured, man. And that's why. But I still brought into everything. I still tried my best, but was it the same feeling as when I put on that blue and white jersey? No. Never have I had that same feeling. And that's what kills me now, bro. I never get that feeling anymore.
Hearing you speak reminds me of myself, hey? Like when I started with Penrith, like I lived and breathed like being a Panther. I loved it. I was so invested and embedded into that club. Even like the smells of the place, like I just like running out to the fans. I loved it, man. Loved it. And it's very unique and rare to have that true sense of belonging and like actually being part of something, if that makes sense. Like when I left Penrith, I felt like I lost that. Like I almost felt like I didn't like I love being at, like you're saying about the Tigers, when I love being at South, I love the boys there. I bought into everything there, but it didn't fill my cup up the way Panthers did and Penrith did. Like, like you said, the Bulldogs molded you, Panthers molded me. And when I left there, it was like I always was like, I don't know.
You're chasing that same feeling.
Yeah, and I couldn't get it.
It's not the same, bro.
And I was like, it's like I had this sense of connection and attachment there. Like, it's like I was still there, but I wasn't. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's just, for me personally, it's just the little things as well. Like, the perfect example is like, I don't know, it's like even the back staff. Like, someone like Fred, do you know Fred Serraldo?
Yeah, of course.
Like, he just going into his office every day comforted me. And if he's seen this, he'd be like, because we go hard at each other. But he was like a, I don't know, like a father, like sort of a father figure to me, like throughout my whole career. And we just just something like that. When you don't have that, you're like, can I go into, that same room at Hull, wherever I was in England? Like, it's not just little things like that. And even I know this is, but like the fans at the Bulldogs, like people would probably be like, why do you support this bloke like this and that? But I think the Bulldogs fans just understood the type of player I was, and they just always knew that I was going to have a crack. I'll have a crack. I'm not going to set up 10 tries for you. I'm never going to be in the top 5 try assists at the end of the year. But I'll have a crack, man, and I'll do my very best and honestly always try and do the Bulldogs emblem proud, and I embrace that. I love that because they knew, I don't think I would have liked to think even when I was at my best, like they wouldn't have wanted to swap me with anyone because it's like, yeah, he's not going to win us games a lot, but he wants to be a Bulldog, and I always did want to be. So,
and the fans reciprocated that.
Well, I hope so.
I think so. Speaking of grand finals, you played in the 2012 and the 2014 one. Out of those 2 grand finals, if you had to have your time again, which one do you reckon you win?
I think the 2012 one, we were closer.
I think so too.
Yeah, just like that was we were flying there. Like Benny Barber was untouchable. But then you just got to bring it back to Slater, Cronk, Slater, Cronk, Smith. Like, they're just too smart, man. Too smart.
And they didn't pick you apart that game. They were just like certain moments where
they picked me apart.
They just capitalized on those opportunities. They're like 20 meters out with their tries were.
But they're just like, that's that. And but at the same time, it's like, yeah, that was the one that hurt the most. The South one, we were in the game for a very, very long time, but then the floodgates opened, and the South one was a weird one for me, man. Like I popped my shoulder out like straight away. Yeah. So
no one talks about that. Everyone talks about Sam Burgess fractured eye socket, but no one knows
but I
about
didn't
that.
even know. But I didn't even that's just footy. People do it all the time. But because I was subluxing my shoulder a lot that year, and when you do that, you're not confident. Like, you're not chasing contact, are you? Like, you just. But that was just me on a personal note. I think as a team, like, we just we didn't click. That year was a bit of a weird year. We weren't really great. We finished 7th.
Did you?
Yeah, 7th. But then we went to Melbourne and beat Melbourne in Melbourne, smoked them, and went on a bit of a run into the grand final. But then we were feeling mad.
You beat us in the semis. Bastard.
Yeah, that was that after game, wasn't it? So we went Melbourne,
Melbourne,
Manly,
and then us.
Yeah. That was at ANZ. See, but we went. They were all big games. So I think once we got there, we went golden. We went Golden Point against Manly.
Yes,
Hocko double field goal into use. Tight game.
18-12, yeah.
There you go. And South were a gun to it.
Yeah, that was
Reynolds,
steaming.
English. But man, it hurts, mate. That's the one thing that kills me. Like, I would have loved to have said, we got 1 grand final. Like, I'd walk into Bulldogs now, and I see all the grand final trophies, and I'm just like, oh, that's the one thing where I just, I'm very jealous. I'm envious of anyone. Like, some of these blokes are winning 5, 6, and I'm just like, give us one.
But then it's the perspective of it's very hard to make a grand final in the first place.
Yes, very true, yeah.
Yes, you didn't lift up the trophy, and as competitors, athletes, it doesn't count if you lift the trophy. I totally get that. But still, you have to pat yourself on the back for actually getting there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a positive situation. Oh my God. Well, saying that, after that, what ended up happening? Like, why do you think you did not have the exact same success in those years going forward?
My first, it was a weird one because obviously I signed with the Tigers, which was the hardest decision in my life. But look, it happens. It's like people leave clubs and you never think they're going to leave, and went to Tigers, and I was actually, once you get over that little, like, it's me against the Bulldogs thing, it's like you get over it and you're like, then I was keen, got there, good crew, met the likes of like Brooksy, and mate, love that. Like, really, really enjoyed the crew. That was the thing, like you said before about South, like mad crew. I love the boys there. Like, I'll actually have like lifelong friends from that. But I don't know what it was with me personally, man. So round one leading in, everything was going all right, and I was about to play in the halves. Obviously signed with Ivan because he was at the Tigers then, and 4-year deal with Ivan, and I was like mad, like keen as. But yeah, done my Hemi captain's run before round one of my first. And Benji was there as a backup half. Try like going toe to toe with Benji every training session where he's throwing balls over the top, flick passing, and just all of a sudden found his prime again. Thanks, Benj. No, but honestly, like that was the thing as well. It's hard, man.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why like
I've rocked you.
I'll never, because I get it. That's the one thing, bro. I understand things very well, and I always did. Like, so I get injured. I think it was a bad one, 8-weeker, straight up. Great start to my Tigers career, but they'll forgive you for one. Benji starts going mad. So like, where do I fit back in? And then the games are happening, but Ivan always said to me, I'm the 5'8", Benji's, the backup, but I don't care what you say. There's a Benji Marshall, bro. Like if he's going good, and Benji Marshall at the West Tigers, everyone loved him. You
speak about players. When you think of a player, you think of West Tigers with Benji Marshall. If I think of Josh Reynolds, I think of the Canterbury Bulldogs. So if you think about Cameron Smith, you think Melbourne Storm.
Yeah.
So
that's it. And that was the thing. But then Ivan leaves.
Yeah.
6 months in,
came back to Penrith.
Sure. No dramas, mate. Like, what's going on with me?
How did that make you feel? Like as a player in the playing group, like what?
Yeah, it was antsy because I'm like, oh, what now? Obviously, and then the thing is with Madge, because he come in late and Benji was going good, Madge come in and just said, look, boys, the best player will play. And I didn't mind that because I'm like, yeah, fair enough. But it wasn't the same as Ivan saying, like, you're the 5'8" here, like, you're, like, the future here. But, Benji's there just to finish his career and probably a bit like me last year, like come in and then, but that's the thing, like, Benji just started flying. So I think I might have come back from that Hemi. Actually, the thing is, if you actually watch my actual minimal Tigers games I played, I actually was okay. That's, like, when I played, but I just never played. So then, I think I went Hemi again. And like it's tendon too. Like, so they're bad Hemis. Like, you speak to Pete Musa about my Hemis, and all my body started breaking down, bro. Crazy, mate. Like, I'd go Hemi, but then I'd do my hip, but then my car, bro, it was crazy. But I was breaking down from doing rehab runs sometimes. It's crazy, bro.
Makes no sense.
But it was because off-field stuff, man. And I 100% say this, bro, I 100% think that stress comes out through your body in soft tissue injuries. I really do.
I agree.
Honestly, bro, have you feel that?
I was pretty stressed at South, and I was taking what was happening in my footy life home with me. So I was constantly stressed and constantly thinking about, again, I guess I had a pretty negative mindset. And I've never done soft tissue injuries in my whole career. I did 3 Hemis at South. Bizarre. Like, I don't even know how. And I think I totally agree with it, because stress impacts your sleep, it impacts your diet, impacts your mood. Mood's a big thing, man. If you're happy and you're joyful and like you're optimistic every single day, like you're putting your best foot forward, I guess, right? I just had I was pretty negative, and I guess I can relate it to stress as well. Yeah, my injuries.
And that's the thing. They say leave when you walk into a footy club. They say leave whatever's out here outside, and once you walk in, but the stuff I was going through, bro. You can't leave that. You can't leave that at the front door.
Nah,
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that much. So, bro, I was just not there. I wasn't there. And
how long did that go for you?
Ages, man. Like pretty much my whole time at Tigers. And that's honestly, like, it's not even an excuse. And I'm not, mate, if I was a West Tigers fan, I would be filthy at what they paid, what they got.
Yeah, but but saying that, like, it's justifiable, mate. Like, did the club and players support you, or did you have that sense of embarrassment?
No, absolutely. They support me. The boys are mad.
Perfect.
And that's all I can say.
Yeah.
And that's why I've got no hard feelings against the club, mate. Never will. Like, I've said this before, and the boys are, mate, when I had to tell the boys stuff that wasn't real, and mate, embarrassing. It's embarrassing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, mate, like,
it's tough.
tough time. But like, bro, but in the end, Source, this is crazy. And like, I speak to my mum sometimes about it. And she's like, how do you just not let that affect you now, like right now? And I'm just like, Mum, like, yeah, that was a tough time, but mate, there is so much worse off people than me, even in that situation right then. In every aspect of life, there's always someone worse. And I've had a really good grip on that my whole life, bro. I never, honestly, I really, really try my very hardest. And like, mate, there would have been, I really don't try and play the victim, man. I really don't. And some people say, oh, mate, like, that was some pretty fucked up shit. That was some pretty full-on stuff, but I just never liked to, mate. So, and I'm not going to let that affect me now. I'm 100% not. I've got a beautiful partner. I've got a little baby on the way, mate. So like, I'm not going to let that affect them.
Exactly.
Like, I'm going to give them everything. I'm gonna be the best dad I can ever be, bro. And yeah, but just going back to that point, mate. Like, any kid coming through or whatever, I'm a big advocate for literally. If there's stuff going on outside, actually go and get help, man. You know what, bro? As men, Source, we just feel we can't. We just feel, mate, it's actually okay, bro. Like, what? Okay, so you're 20 years old, right? You've got a bit of family pressure, or something's going on with your partner, or you don't know how to deal with something. Why wouldn't you go and get help? Why would you let it ruin your career? Why would you like me, let it roll on effect and ruin 4 years of my life? I think I played nearly 200 games, Source. I probably could have played nearly 300, bro. But I agree, yeah. I didn't deal with stress off the field. So like, if there's a message in any of this, it's like, deal with it. It's okay. It's not. It's gone are the days where it's embarrassing to get help. We all need help, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Like, we're all far from perfect.
I think it comes from your upbringing as well. Like, you were born in a household with a single mum, so you had to kind of be the man there, and you had to look after mum and siblings as well, I'm assuming.
Yeah, rather, yeah.
I kind of grew up in a very similar situation. Like, I grew up in a housing commission home, single mum, 2 sisters, so I had to kind of adopt a father and a brother figure, which kind of clashed with some of my siblings at the time, and sometimes my mum. And I was always the eldest, so I've always had to be that provider as well. So if whatever shit's happening in my life, I feel like I didn't want to burden them with that. Like, I just had to internalize everything, and that's transferred into my footy career as well. Like, whatever shit I had going on in my life, I couldn't divulge it to anyone because I didn't want to be a burden. And I think it was last year was the first time I actually, like, I was dealing with some shit, and I spoke to my wife about it, and she goes, go speak to someone. I think we need to speak to someone. So I went there one-on-one, and you know that feeling you said about when you retired and it was like a weight off your shoulders? When I actually spoke to this person, they were like a complete stranger. I had no idea who they were, but I still had that trust, and I just go, you know what, I'm just going to open up here. I don't care. I'm not going to keep anything in, and I'm just going to be an open book. And when I walked out of there, like I was just, I felt like I was sinking into the chair. Like, as emotional as it was for me, it was the best thing I've ever done. One of the best things I've ever done was honestly just get therapy.
That's amazing, bro. Honestly, like imagine like, and that's the thing, bro. Like, you've got a family now. You're actually like, from afar, I see you're a great father and stuff. And like I said before, like, I've got a daughter on the way, and like, I'm honestly so excited. I cannot wait. But I feel if you got stuff going on up here, I'm not going to be able to give her everything. And I want to give her everything. I want to give her absolutely all of me. I've got no footy, no excuses. I've got no reason to be selfish anymore. I want to give her absolutely everything I can. I'm going to treat her like a princess, bro. I cannot wait. But if you're not, like, if you got, you know, because we've got a million things going on and this and that, if it's all ticking over there and you're thinking while she's there, like, playing, you're not there, are you?
No.
But you can, like you said, bro, you can get help and sort that out so you can be present here, still deal with all that other stuff. So, man, it's just, even, I don't know where this was going to go, but it's good to talk about this stuff, man, because we don't enough as men. I really don't think we do.
Men, footy players especially, like, you feel like you've got a job for your teammates, for your coach and staff, and that you think you're doing them a favour by internalising everything, the shit that you got going on outside of footy. Like you said, man, like, if you need to get help and need to speak to someone, fucking speak to someone. And it's good to see NRL fucking really pushing. And clubs as well. We never had the these speeches back in the day. Like now we got, you know, welfare officers, guys.
Yeah.
Welfare officers are generally like ex-players, so it's better to go talk to them because they get it, right?
Yeah.
But it's great chat. I really appreciate you opening it up. So you've done your time at the Tigers, didn't work out. Who decided that you had to leave and look elsewhere?
Well, mate, it was just me, bro. I think that off-field stuff, I need to get away from Sydney. So it was my 3rd year into the Tigers. I just need to get away. And I just felt England was the thing for me, and it just made sense because Brett Hodgson was at the Tigers. And then he got a gig over at Hull. And, he said, do you want to come? And I was like, oh, yeah. That was a lot easier decision for me to leave the Dogs, obviously, to come to Tigers, because I just was like, obviously, I had all that other stuff going on, dealing with all that in my head and what people thought of me, and that's hard in itself, especially when you're in the spotlight. And then, it just made. I always wanted to eventually go there one day. I just thought it'd be good, and that was it, mate. It was quite a easy decision because I got on really good with Hodge, and just packed up and went over to England, bro.
No disrespect to anyone that's living in Hull or the city itself. Not much doing there, bro. Very cold, not much doing.
Not much doing, bro.
I don't know if that would have helped.
Mate, look, as long as it had a little pub down the road, that's all I needed, bro. I'm a fairly simple guy, mate. So that's the thing. Like, it's funny. I reckon if you go in with that mindset, like not saying that you anyone would have, but it's going to be cold. It's going to be miserable. You're going to train on ice.
You have to embrace it.
You just got to enjoy it. And I actually did. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, same thing over there. Our team was just, we weren't great. But same again, like, I love the Pommy culture, the boys. You always just talked about it, Jimmy Graham. He loved that I went over there.
Of course he did.
And I always was speaking to him about stuff, and they've got a really different type of banter. They're lethal, bro.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Footy banter is the worst to come across. Like, you won't survive.
NRL banter, Super League banter is ridiculous.
Come on.
Cuz I promise you. You walk into this, into the gym, and because the thing was with me at Hull too, I was the only Aussie. Manu Mao was there and stuff, but okay. I'm talking
born and bred,
full-blown Aussie going over there, and because they were into me. You know what I remembered? It was James Graham when he come here. Like, we were into him about his accent and that, but not, bro, these blokes are like, what we brought here? Look at you. Look at your body. Like, mate.
Straight off the bat.
Straight off. A few of them. Like, there's a bloke, Jake Connor, man. Like, he plays over there now. Like, he's a gun, actually. But he, ruthless. What we brought here? Look at you. How do you play Origin? Like, full blown. But I like that stuff. Like, I love it.
Yeah,
it's full on, mate. But that's the thing. I really made some good friends over there, mate. Like, still talk to them now, like WhatsApp and stuff. And that's the one thing I'll take out of everything, brother. Like, I have some really good friendships out of it all. Like, even though my Tigers didn't go great, even my Hull didn't go great, like, I left there. The owner just flicked me from there, cuz, and this and that. But I made the most of it. I really did. Like, it's fun, bro.
Yeah.
It's different. But the good thing is the spotlight's not on you. And I enjoyed the footy. Same thing over there. My body never really recovered from that hit, man, all that Tiger stuff. Like, so over there, you think the training's you don't have to be as it's not as professional over there. Obviously, it's up to you to be as professional on yourself, but just, it's cold. You got to get your body going more. You're training on really, really heavy fields. And so, I've done a couple of hemis over there, calf over there. So I just don't think I ever fully recovered, but enjoy the experience, man. Mate, Hull Derby, never played in a game like that.
I've heard big things about that.
Ridiculous. So there's a west side and east side of Hull, all they call it. I'm not even joking. In the week of the derby, I wouldn't go over to the east side, or the KR side, because you'd feel a bit nervous walking through the streets.
Serious?
It's full on, bro, and it's pure hate, but
really,
yeah, hate.
Any altercations with fans outside of footy, or like any little jabs at you?
Oh, what do you mean, bro? Look, you look at my Twitter. Oh my god, talking about people on podcast. Some of the shit. Lucky I can take it, bro. But bro, there was actually one funny thing. Derby, you know me, cuz buy into it.
Yes.
That's one thing I loved it.
Yeah.
I love the hate. We were winning this game. Did I set up or score a try? One of the two. And get into the crowd, like you like all the KR fans, like get that in the walking back, bro. Someone launched a little like Coke bottle at me. Launched, bro. It just like I don't know. It hit my leg. And,
No, it didn't.
yeah, bro. Anyway, I couldn't care less. Like I'm not gonna report this that.
Yeah.
So me being excited, we just scored a try. I picked it up, drunk it.
No, you didn't.
And spat it back at him, cuz like, and I'm like in my mouth. I'm like, bro, that's bourbon. It was bourbon and Coke.
No.
So bro, I was like, and then like I've got this actual photo of like me, like it's like spitting the water, bro. I've got it in my man cave.
We've
It's
gotta
actually
grab
cracker.
it. You gotta
But then
send
there
it
was
in.
these rumors, bro, like KR fans. Well, I hope they were G'ing up, but they're like, it was piss. It wasn't piss, guys.
No
I could
way.
taste it. I could taste it, but yeah, there was a rumor circling around that I was pissed. But mate, I'm one of the unbelievable derbies, man.
Unbelievable.
Mad, they love it. Fully get into it.
Do you think you would have tried extra harder to stay a Bulldog?
100%. Biggest regret of my life. And reason I say that is because money doesn't make you happy, bro. It doesn't. It actually couldn't, and that's the thing. But at that time, I felt it was a kick in the guts because, I'd put everything into my whole body, my whole life into that club, and the difference in the offers was a kick in the guts, and that's one thing that I've had to deal with. But if you take it all back, and if I had the chance to forever stay and be a Bulldog, 100%, because in the end, bro, like, yeah, nah, I'd already started off doing stuff off field too. Sort of like setting myself up and doing a bit of stuff like with leash. And so I sort of think back, like, where I am right now, I probably couldn't have been that exact because, the Tigers was a good deal and stuff, but maybe I'm a peg back. But I still have a mad group of mates. I still have a beautiful partner and a baby on the way. So I'm happy now.
It's worked out.
So I just think like, yeah, money doesn't make you happy, man. And that's the one thing I did learn. And but then you think like, I wouldn't have met Luke Brooks, who I love, one of the great blokes. I wouldn't have got to travel the world. So you weigh it all up, cuz, but it worked. If to answer your question, I would have loved to have stayed. Loved it.
Yeah. Tell me about the time you played your final game before you left the Tigers at Belmore. We skipped that part. What was that like?
Best moment of my career.
I reckon, like looking at that, I remember watching it on TV, and I couldn't like help but think like, wow, like what a feeling, like to be loved by your fans that much as a player. Man, that's what we do it for, eh? Like, that's unbelievable.
And it's like...
That would have been like winning a grand final.
It is, bro. And people, like, that's the thing. Like, people will say, like, I was lucky enough to win that 2014, like, Origin Series. Because I didn't win a comp, but we won that series, bro. Broke the drought. Like, mate, unbelievable, bro. Like, how do you... But, I don't know. Like, that's how much just that club meant to me, bro. And like you just said, like, to have, like, my mates, like, cheer me off that ground where like literally my grandma lives 200 meters down the road and I could see it, bro, on their shoulders. Like, it's crazy, man. Like, but like you said, like there's more to it. Like it's feeling the love. You want to feel loved, and that's one thing I always did when I was there. And I actually get a bit embarrassed about it, and the boys G'd me up heaps about like, even there was another time where like people like chanting my name like at Belmore, and Fox Sports have played a couple of times. Like in the first ever game we went back to Belmore, like that gives me shivers now, because I'm like, it's crazy, like the impact you can have on people's lives, and that's what we get a little bit lost in.
Yeah.
Results, and form and everything because of the media.
Yeah.
But like, funny story, quickly. A couple of days ago, we had a fan day, and this guy come up to me. He's probably about 20, and so that would have been So he reckons, he goes, "Hey Reynolds, I was the first guy that ran on the field that day at Belmore."
Wow.
And I said, "No, you weren't, bro." He goes, "Look at this." He showed me this photo, because I was doing an interview with I think Matty Johns. They were like saying, "Oh, how's it feel?" And I was like, "Mate, I'm upset but happy," and I'm just standing there, bro, like and I see these kids, bro, start running on the field. And I was like, they can't do that. yeah. But, bro, they all just started charging. And I remember, I think it was like maybe Lara or someone who was interviewing, maybe Lara Peet or someone. And I just remember going, bro, like, be careful. I don't know what they're doing, but they just swamped on. And that he showed me this photo, bro. He was the first kid. There's his camera angle. And he's the first one about to, like, crash tackle me, man. So, like, yeah, amazing moment, man. Like, something I'll never forget, and just even to be able to address everyone that night, it was pretty special. And
then, as ceremonious as it sounds, but you get to do it again at Belmore Oval, mate. Like, you couldn't write a better script, honestly. Like, what was that like, having to say your actual goodbye to your fans, like that actual moment in your career? Like, that's it, done. Close that chapter.
It's I'll say a little quick funny story. So obviously I'm upstairs doing a bit of the sponsorship stuff and helping out, and the girls in the media department are doing. There's a thing next week. It's like the Carolyn O'Day, Josh Reynolds best career moments, something like that. And one of them's the Origin. One of them's getting chaired off for that game week, and the last one is me getting chaired off in my last game. And I said, "Is there anything about my actual footy?" Like, is there a moment that you go, "Oh, that was a great game he had," or whatever? And they're like, "Oh," it was funny, but that's just, bro. Like, just to be able to finish it there, mate, and like just little things, man. Like,
I envy you for doing that. Like, we speak about as players, we always want that fairy tale finish, ultimately lifting a premiership. But for you to like say goodbye to the fans that loved you for so many years, in a place where you played all your junior footy grand finals, where you trained as a 16-year-old, 18-year-old, 20-year-old, as an NRL player, to actually leave on your terms and say goodbye to the club that you love so much. For me, I envy that. I never got that opportunity. And for you to get that, I feel like you deserve it. And
you know what it gives you, bro? Just closure.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, as you said. Where did you retire at, Source? What club?
I retired at Newtown last year.
Okay, so like they were to try to make it as special as possible for you, but like you just said, like for me to be able to do it there, and I'll be forever grateful for what the club done for me that week. It was hard. It was quite embarrassing. Embarrassing is the wrong word. Like, I felt a bit awkward because the whole week was about me, and Ciro made it about me, and the club made it about me. Like they named the hill after me for a day like that. They made a banner. I've got a banner at home. Like,
wow,
that's like
that's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is, and that's why I'm just so content with everything that I like. Oh, mate, when I told the boys and that was going to be my last game, and I broke down in front of all of them, like on the field where, like, I played when I was a kid. I played grand finals there for St George Dragons when I was 6 years old, 7 years old, and I got to tell the boys, like, that's the crazy thing. Like, three things. Like, when Ciro and Gus told me that I was in the top 30, it was in the middle of Belmore Field. I played under sevens grand final for St George Dragons on that field, and I made my last tackle in the middle of that field. Like, that's crazy, man. And that's the way that the world works in mysterious ways. And but yeah, they just made it really special, man. It was just a day I'll never forget. And even that playing group, mate, like, we lost that day, but the boys lost, so first grade lost. But like, even for them to sort of take me around, and I felt awkward, bro, because you're like, bro, they lost. This is the last thing they want to do. But yeah, amazing moment, man.
Fuck, I love that, Grub. Fuck, that was so good to hear, man. All right, now for some fun stuff, brother.
Here we go.
I know you're guessing what the sauce is, the chips, you know. Yeah. And how do you like spicy food?
I don't mind it. Yeah.
All right, let's find out what's in the sauce. I've got a couple of questions for you. Okay, you ready for them?
I'm ready. I'm a bit nervous about this
Mundine question. Oh, I'm nervous for you.
Could be anything.
It could be anything. All right, well, this segment is sponsored by Mortine, obviously because you're such a grub. Name me your... Oh, Mortine if you're out there. Name me your top 5 pests in the game.
Right now or any time?
Right now.
So it'd have to be Reedy,
Yeah.
Luai. Who else is a pest? I don't know, bro. Who else is... They're the top 2.
They will be top 2, yeah.
Just trying to think of all the teams, bro. Usually, like, it's teams that are going good. Like, they got a bit of... That's the only one.
Cameron Munster's a bit of a pest, but he hasn't played this year.
Yeah, he's into it. He's always into it. I love that. Munster... Yeah, probably. I'll name 3. I'll think of some more.
Done.
On the way.
Done. I like that. What's the funniest moment that comes to mind in your playing career? Any funny stories?
So up at Suncorp, and I got done 10 in the bin for another trip on my mate Benny Barber actually because he went up to the Broncos, and I just remember that walk. So it was the bottom of Suncorp, and the walk. Talk about hate, bro, and bro, if you don't have a good state of mind right then, the names you're getting called, cuz dramas. Oh, it's me, this, that. But the beautiful Channel 9 or Fox Sports, whoever it was, I walk in and I was fuming, bro, because I think that was, at that time, I'd had a couple and Des was like, mate, you actually got to relax because you're just missing too much footy. And I was a bit like... And then they just put the camera on me in the shed, cuz, and I just built that chair, kicked that chair, bro. It goes flying. And then I remember looking up at like the screen and I was on telly. I was like, as if they're allowed to do that. Cuz, let me be. Let me be.
Oh, well. We all have those moments, bro.
Yeah.
We all got to release some steam.
We'll carry on. Well, some more than others.
All right, now you got 3 questions, multiple choice, and you get it right. You don't eat the sauce. You get it wrong.
What do I have to get? 3 out of 3?
No, you just got 3 questions, and if you get it wrong, you have to have a sauce with chip.
Every time?
Every time.
Oh.
Every time.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, but you're good with spicy food, you said, no?
Yeah, but I still don't want it.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's win, so it'll warm you up.
Yeah.
How many grand finals have the Bulldogs won? You know what's cooked? I haven't even wrote it down. I haven't written it down.
Did you say multiple choice?
This is, no, this is just a question. How many grand finals have the Bulldogs won? And you know what's cooked? I haven't even written down the answers on the paper.
How can you get me doing this stuff?
Let me Google it. Okay. Thanks. Thank you. Shabs, the producer, just tipped me up. Do you want a multiple choice? Okay.
6.
I was about to give you the multiple choice. Why didn't you just wait?
Nah.
Nah, it's wrong. It's wrong.
5.
Whoopa.
What was it?
8. 8, brother. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's bad for me.
Yeah, you should have known that.
Nah, I should have known
Your
that.
Bulldogs through and
I got
through.
it wrong. I got a couple of the early years, bro, because they won so many.
Yeah, I know.
Are you doing it with me or?
No. What would I do? Why would I do that to myself? Down the hatchet.
Oh, bro, that's hot, man. Straight away, too.
Let's go. Let's keep it going. All right. Who is the Bulldogs' top try scorer? You should know this. Do you want a multiple choice?
Yeah, well, that's what I was meant to be first time.
Okay, A, Hazem Amazri. B, Terry Lamb. C, Luke Padden. D, Nigel Vangana.
Has.
It's wrong.
Terry Lamb.
It is Terry Lamb.
It is Terry Lamb.
It is Terry Lamb.
User fraud. I got it right.
Who?
Has him. 159 tries.
Terry Lamb, brother.
123.
What?
Guys, don't try and... You're trying to make me look bad at my own club.
Is it actually Hazem? Top try scorer?
His most appearances.
Yes.
No. Most tries for the club. Hazem El Masri.
All right, I've dropped the ball on that one.
Because you're trying to make me look like a... I don't know anything about the club.
Yeah,
I got the grand finals,
you know
so
what?
I'm
It
not far
was.
off, but I knew Has.
It was Hazem. Oh, so I thought Hazem was top point scorer.
He is as well.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Now, this is about you, not the club. You're struggling, eh?
Taught me.
How many tries has Josh Reynolds scored in his club career?
Every club?
Yeah.
So this is the thing. Are we talking Tigers?
Everything.
Hull?
Oh, yeah. NRL.
Okay.
NRL.
All right.
A, 28. B, 36. C, 44. Or D, 48.
So I know I scored a fair few early.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say 44.
Boom! Good man. Good man.
There you go.
No sauce for you.
Because I knew the 48, 44. You were trying to trick question.
Yeah, I was, wasn't I? All right. This is what is this called, Shabs? What? Rebus puzzle. I don't know what that means, but it's just a riddle basically. So we have 3 here, but we're not going to have time for 3. So we're going to try and solve what that is. Okay. So I think try to stand. Okay, that's not right. If we don't get it, we're going to have one each.
Nah, because you owe me one. So you just got to crack on.
I'll have one. All right. Try to stand.
Try to stand up. Because it's on top.
Try
Stand under.
try to stand above the line.
Oh, that's good. That should be it.
That should be it.
Stay.
Try to stand up. Come on, Grub. You got to help me here, man.
You're actually giving mad answers. What can it be?
Yes. What's the answer?
Try to under.
Try to understand. That is fucked.
Yeah, that's you got to go, cuz. Take on for the team, bro. Have you had this before?
Yeah, once or
Oh,
twice.
you don't mind it. You put a bit extra on mine, by the way.
That's all right. That's cool. Well,
It gets hotter later, bro.
enough of that.
Yeah.
We had Choc Mundine on the show last week, and he wrote you a question. God knows what it is. Could be anything.
Could be anything.
Wow, that sauce is getting me today.
It's hot later, bro.
Big kick, eh?
If you were to choose 3 people to go to dinner with, who would it be? I thought it was going to be a bit out there.
Yeah, me too.
I thought it was going to be like
bit generic. That's okay.
personal. Michael Jordan, love him.
What rugby league player you look up to in your
Brad Fittler. I've had dinner with Fittler.
Yeah, true.
We had it. All right, let's go NFL. Tom Brady,
Who do you support in NFL?
Eagles.
Please, Shabs is bloody fist pumping in the air. You guys choked last year.
We did
Shabs,
choke.
you guys choked last year.
That's what I was trying to think. Like, I don't really love anyone at the Eagles right now. Like, I don't love.
What?
Like
Jalen Hurts.
no, like as in like
AJ Brown.
But like to
Jordan
meet them, bro,
Mailata.
this is 3 people I can only bring.
Oh,
Cuz,
yeah,
like,
true. Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
So like
Context,
Michael
come on.
Jordan, Tom Brady. I just love to like listen to Tom Brady talk because I love the game. Like I'd love to hear how he breaks it down. Like Cameron Smith breaking down NRL. I'd love to sit there and ask him like what he thinks of like linebackers, and so that'd be good. 3 people. Right, so now I've got to go someone who's like a lunatic to make the party.
I thought of a lunatic. Mike Tyson. He's a lunatic, bro.
That's a good one.
But I don't know about the convo you get.
Yeah, you wouldn't get much.
You wouldn't get much.
I think he'd hate you.
Yeah.
I'm going with 2, bro. Just them 2.
Yeah.
Us 3.
Done.
That all right?
Yeah, done.
Yeah.
Lock them in. Now you've got a question for our next guest that
Who's
you
that?
have the privilege to write down on that paper.
Anyone? I like.
I'm not telling you.
Oh, really?
Can't tell you, brother. Can't tell you.
Oh, so that's why. Because I thought if he knew,
Nah, he didn't know.
would have been like, "Why is such a grub?" Oh,
Controversial? Generic?
nah, it's not. It's not controversial. It's just maybe they might not have spoken about it in the podcast. That's all.
Ooh.
Yeah, we spoke about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you sign and seal it?
I signed it. I sealed it. I just want to say sorry in advance for my 11-year-old handwriting. It's
You and me-
embarrassing. I don't even know if they'll be able to read that, but let's get rid of it first so I don't have to see that ever again.
You and me both, brother. You got to lick it, huh? You got to lick it to close
No,
it.
you don't, cuz. Don't talk khara.
I swear, you speak better than me. Before we wrap up, obviously Origin is upon us. Give us a Origin prediction. Scoreline.
I think the Blues will win by 8.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll score. They might be up by 2 close, then they'll score.
And coming from a person that has lifted the Origin Series shield, what advice would you give these players?
Embrace the hate. Embrace the hate, boys. Queenslanders, get out of here.
I love it, brother. Grub, thanks for coming on the show, brother, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavours, brother.
Thanks for having me, cuz. Thanks for the TNs too.
Yeah, I know you love them. Cease.